Roddy, I have two questions for you. First, how much do you enjoy shooting the pucks at Brad Marchand after wins? It seemed like on the videos you guys have a pretty good time with that.
Yeah, I don't know how it started, but I think the first game he was here and we won. We ended up doing it, and it just kind of become a little bit of a thing.
And then just for either one of you guys, just overall, what did you like the most about your game, especially how much you were able to limit Carolina's opportunities and their shot attempts?
Yeah, I thought we had a really good start. You knew they were going to push with, losing the first one at home and not wanting to go down two. So I thought we were focused and ready, and a huge goal from Gussie early on gave us a little bit of momentum, and I thought we just put our foot on the gas after that, and we didn't give them much either, which is part of the identity of our game.
We'll go Dan, then Jameson.
Anton, I'll ask you this. I think it was Aaron Ekblad the other day talking about the way you guys play on the road. He said it's a game that travels well, the way you guys play. Is the challenge now to travel that road game back home to play that type of style the way you do here? The road success is obvious in this playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like, we just try to play the same game wherever we are. But obviously, I feel at home you can really feel that home energy, our fans, so you kind of get excited and ready just listening to them. So obviously we got to use them as some energy for tomorrow.
Roddy, obviously in the third period, the pretty big lead, but you guys are still blocking a ton of shots. Coach said the block from Gadjevich was kind of the big moment on the bench for you guys. Just at that time when you guys kind of have the win already locked up a little bit, how much are you guys fighting for that shutout for Bob, just given all he does for you?
Yeah, I think, especially this time of year, especially in the playoffs, not only do we want it for Bob, but we don't want to change our game because, habits leak into the next game, and you don't want to be doing things that you wouldn't, in game 3, right? So, it's obviously, it's nice to get that for Bobby. He obviously bails a lot of us out a lot of times, and, we'd like to help him out as much as we could.
Jordan, go ahead.
And obviously, it's tough to lose Sam Reinhart for any length of time. But what did you like about the way that guys stepped up in his place? Obviously, a lot of guys had to rotate on that spot in your line for the final 2 periods.
Yeah, it speaks to our depth, right? Guys fit in, guys step up. You get more minutes, and you try to, relish that, enjoy it, and take advantage of it. And I thought as a whole, everybody stepped up, everyone played well, and it was a good night for us.
Back to Dan.
Anton, last year when you guys were in the playoffs, you were playing with the experience that you guys gained, obviously, from the previous year, and maybe a little bit of that extra hunger because of how it ended. This year, I'm curious, it's not a motivation thing or a hunger thing, but what did you learn from last year that you've carried into this postseason?
I think you learn something from every series, and going back a couple of years ago, obviously, after a tough final, we had that hunger for last season, and just during last season, I feel like we learned a lot as a group, and now it's a different group again, but I still think we have went through different challenges. Went to Game 7, a high pressure game, and were able to play well and kind of brought that into the next series. So I just think we learn all the time, and it's a different journey this year. But at the same time, we guys who were here last year, we have that in mind, and we know what it takes to get over the next hump.
Evan, if I could ask a follow-up to you. Last year in the Stanley Cup Final, obviously you get up to a 3-0 lead, and then all of a sudden you're in a Game 7. You're up 2-0. It's the Eastern Conference Final now. Is there a lesson to be taken from what happened last year?
Definitely. Can't let your foot off the gas, right? Also, last year was, like you said, it was in the finals. A lot of wouldn't say pressure, but there was a will to, get the job done because, there's a Stanley Cup on the line and the nerves and all the emotion that come with that is something you don't forget, right? So when you get into a situation like this year, we're up 2-0. You understand what it takes. I think after going through that, you understand what you have to do, and maybe the pressure doesn't affect you as much. So you look to build on those experiences and on those emotions, and try not to let that happen again.
One or two more.
Anton, guys that talked last night, they all mentioned how hard that game was, despite the score. We're sitting upstairs watching. It's 5-0. You guys are dominating in the first period and pretty much cruising from that point. But everybody's saying how hard it is to play Carolina despite that. Can you put it into your own words? What was hard about that game, and why is it hard to play these guys regardless of what the score is?
Yeah, I mean, every shift is a battle. You obviously we were able to score some goals and got ahead of them, but at the same time, it wasn't over. We gotta be dialed in. We gotta be ready. They're a very effective team, so you give a chance and they bounce back to the game. So it's a full 60 minutes, and they battle hard. We knew it's gonna be a hard game, and that's just the way they play. They never give up, and that's why we gotta be aware.
Last one if we need it. Okay, no hands. Thanks, guys. Hand that back for me. Thank you. You guys.
Yeah,
All those. I'm sorry.
I guess for both or either of you guys, what are you seeing right now from the back end, from the forwards on the forecheck? You've been around here a while. How effective are they right now at the forecheck?
Yeah, very. I mean, that's kind of our game. It's been all year round, and that's how we create our offense. And it starts with our forwards, and for us, pinching in and keeping pucks alive it gives a lot of confidence for us in the back end that we can keep pucks in with our forwards working so hard for us.
Yeah, Gus, I asked you back last series about all the other defensemen scoring. How did it feel to finally get one back and then be part of the group to score this playoff?
Yeah, no, it felt great. We got off to a great start, which made it the whole game good. I think that's how we want to start.
One for each of you. First, Gus, just Aaron Ekblad continues to have big games. You see him day in and day out. You've seen him for several seasons. Just when he's on, just what do you notice about him?
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. He's been working real hard. Come back, and it's not easy sitting out all those games, and he's been playing unbelievable for us.
And then Meeks' photo was going around the other day on social media of you guys at Dairy Queen the other day. Just who organizes that type of thing, and just obviously high stress Eastern Conference Final. How important is it to have days like that where you guys just kind of turn off and just have fun?
Yeah, for sure, it's important. You have a day off and you don't think about hockey too much and just live your normal life. And I think the Dairy Queen was I don't know whose idea was it. Maybe Marcy's.
Anything else for the guys? Mike?
Question for both of you. First, Gus, just what's it like if you were on the other side playing Sam Bennett, and just how impressive does he continue to be year after year for this team in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, he's very dynamic. He can shut your lights out, and he scores goals. So I wouldn't want to play him in the playoffs. I'm happy I'm on his team.
And Niko, obviously, it just feels like as good as you've been, especially last postseason, that this is the one where you're really coming into the forefront. You're getting a lot of rave reviews. Players are talking about your humor. Gus says that he can't understand you coming back to the bench. So, what has this what has this been like for you to suddenly sort of get into the limelight like a lot of your other players here?
I don't know. I just play my game, and I think every year I've been trying to take the next step, and it's been working pretty well. And I know Gus, like I've been trying to learn some Swedish also, so maybe next year we're gonna have a better connection.
Back to Jordan.
Yeah, Nico, sort of to build off of that, what is it about the Panther system that has allowed you to flourish and sort of find your game over these past couple years?
The probably aggressive style how we play, and start from the forecheck we can be aggressive, and also we can jump in a play when we have a chance, and like you can just go. You don't have to think too much.
Anything else for Gus or Nico? Paul?
Gus, Paul was talking last night. He doesn't care who scores. He doesn't look at the stats, but he did mention this morning that there's usually like a clock on players who don't score for a while and they get chirped and so on. Have you gone through that these playoffs before last night?
No, not really. I think honestly, we don't care who scores. I mean, everyone really contributes, and it's all about the wins. And I can see, like, if you check our score sheet, everyone's putting up points. So that's huge. That's what you need in the playoffs. You need everyone.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.